Hey folks, Kev here, welcome back to the Lorcana Lexicon. I have been totally caught up in Rise of the Floodborn hype. Thank you so much to everyone who watched the box opening video. We're going to be doing more product openings today. I have grabbed both starter decks for Rise of the Floodborn and we're going to crack them open and figure out, are these actually worth buying? Let's find out. But before we get into that, I have noticed that a lot of people viewing are unsubscribed, so if you could do me the favour of just clicking the subscribe button, it helps you stay informed of what I'm doing, it helps you see more of this content, and it helps the channel grow. It would be a massive service to me, and I would really appreciate it. Okay, so here we have the two starter decks for Rise of the Floodborn. We've got the Amethyst Steel, Merlin and Tiana deck, and we've got the Amber and Sapphire, Queen and Gaston deck. Now both these boxes have pretty similar contents outside of what's in the actual decks. So we're going to crack the Merlin and Tiana one first to see exactly what's inside. Right, so we get our deck here in nice little crepe paper. We get a free booster pack. So we'll save that to the end, we'll see what's in that. We get some nice counters. So these let you track damage if you don't have dice handy. We get the playmat. So you can keep all your things in place, or you can use this to track your lore as well. These have been pretty good. These are good for demo games and things, but don't know, you won't use it very much. And we have a full set of the rules. Now, the annoying thing with these rules, and I said it with the first set as well, is that it has the base level rules, but there's a lot of things that it just says go read the app. Like, I would just rather they gave us the full set of rules, but I don't know. Maybe I'm just being like an old man and wanting to have an entire thing in one box. But we don't care about the paper, we don't care about the playmats. What we care about is the product. So let's have a little look at what we've got in here. So very similar to the previous intro decks. We are getting our two foil cards straight away. So we've got a foil Merlin, and we've got a foil Tiana, so we'll stick those to the side. Then we're seeing the pretty standard set of having our one cost 2/2, so in this case we get some chips, got some Dr. Faciliers, got some Heiheis, some Cuscos. Okay, now we get another rare, we get the Madam Mim Fox, and we get 3 Madam Mim Snakes, that's pretty good. And we're getting 2 Merlin Crab. We're getting 3 Merlin Goats. I think Merlin Goat is a really good card. That's awesome that they're giving you 3 of those straight up. And then we've got a Merlin Rabbit, that's another rare. And 2 Merlin Squirrels. Oh, okay. They've given us some freezies. A wee bit disappointing to see Chapter 1 cards in here, but hopefully there's just not too many of them. We've got the I'm Stucks. Okay, now we're onto our steel cards. We've got Beasts. We've got Benjas. We've got Cinderellas, so these will be good if we can get a hold of more of the super rare Cinderellas to shift into. We've got Elboofs, Hercules, Kronk, that's another rare. I love Lawrence. Lawrence is such a good card. This card is very close to being Zeus and he only costs 3 ink. A big fan of this. Okay, now more Chapter 1 cards. 3 Lilos. And Prince Eric's. They can't give us more. Okay, Prince Naveen's. Huntsman, that's another rare. The Prince is awesome. This card's so good. Then we get some Tianas, 3 copies of Tiana, 2 Last Cannons, and 2 Mouse Armors. I mean, I quite like the contents here. We're getting the Merlins and the Madam Mims that combo together. They're giving us a few Madam Mims, they're giving us some of the Merlin Goats, so these can pick up the Merlin cards to re-trigger them. Then over here, we're getting a little resist package. We're getting some bodyguards to protect what we're setting up. Yeah, I don't mind this. And we get 6 rares. That seems like quite a lot of rares. It's pretty good value, isn't it? 6 rares guaranteed. And we get this pack as well. So let's see what we get in our pack. Now, the nice thing I have quite liked about these intro decks is they only give you 4 copies of everything. You know, you only get 4 Madam Mim Snakes. You only get 4 chips. And, no, you only get 3, sorry. You only get 3 copies of everything that you would get 3 copies of. And the thing I quite like about that is it means that whenever we open the pack that you get in the intro deck, you can always play the cards. Like, there we go, now we've got our 4th chip. What else do we get for this deck? Jafar, we could play the Jafar. Fairy Godmother's a good one. Could probably slot Fairy Godmother in here somewhere. Then our rares, we get Dinner Bell. Oh, we get a Chief Bogo, that's a steel rare. Then we get another steel card. So yeah, the thing I like about the fact that they only give you 3 copies of everything is that you can slot in the cards you open in the boosters, so straight away you're opening the intro deck, you can play the game, you get a full functioning deck out of the box, and then on top of that, you are also getting the ability to start deck building, you can start adding new cards, and there's no dead cards. Every card that you're adding, well, every card that you open in that first booster pack is live because you only have 3 copies of everything. So I think that's pretty sick. That's a lot of cards for less than 20 bucks. And a lot of good cards. I like Merlin Goat. I like Madam Mims. The rares all seem pretty decent too. They didn't really skimp there. Oh, the Prince Bodyguard. This is maybe the best bodyguard they've ever made. And then if we get to our rares, like Huntsman seems great. Kronk is doing a good impression of Big Tinkerbell, and that card's obnoxious. We get the rare Merlin, the rare Madam Mim to push that strategy. This Tiana is absurd as well. And then we get another rare Merlin. I mean, I think this deck's going to look pretty good out the box. Let's see what the other one looks like. Okay, we'll go through this one a wee bit faster just because we've seen it already. So it's all the same peripherals, you know, we get the same tokens, we've got the same playmat, there's nothing that makes it unique from the other one, and we get a set of rules. So again, nothing new, nothing exciting in there that we didn't already see in the Merlin Madam Mim. And again, we're getting 1 booster pack that we can use to augment our deck, and we're getting our little deck in the paper foil. So right off the top here, we have got the super rare Queen, and this card is amazing. People are already talking about how this is going to warp constructed, and the fact you can just pick one up, guaranteed in every one of these boxes, is great. Then we get Gaston. This is also great. Like, I think these 2 box rares are a decent bit better than the box rares we saw in the Merlin deck, but the Merlin deck looks so strong and synergistic that you can't really sneeze at it. Speaking of sneezing, we've got Bashful. Christopher Robin is another rare. Okay, Docs, Dopies. Does this just give you all 7 dwarfs? That'd be pretty neat if we got the full dwarf package. Get some Gastons. Okay, there's another rare, the Grand Duke. Makes your queens, princes, kings better. I think we are getting all the dwarfs. We get Grumpy, we get Happy. LeFou's. Okay, I guess it's Gaston, LeFou makes sense, but that's chapter 1 cards, so I'm not super keen on seeing those. Sleepies, there we go, there's Sneezies. Snow Whites to heal all your dwarfs. Then we get the queens, so these are your 1-cost 2/2s, but they also allow this queen to shift onto it, so that's pretty good. Then there's Belle, from chapter 1 Belle. The fact that we get the full set of dwarfs, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, who's missing? Oh, 7, they're all there now, we get all 7 dwarfs. It's pretty neat. Get some of the new Cruellas. Favisham, this card's great too. The rares in this deck are so good. Judy Hopps, then we get Owls, Philoctetes, not very excited there, Nox, Winnie the Pooh, this one's good too. All of these rares are great. All the rares in this box are fantastic. 4 dozen eggs, Launch, Fang Crossbow, Gumbo Pot, and Popsicles. So, I mean, the thing I will say about this deck is it's a little bit unsynergistic, you know, we've got this kind of 7 dwarfs theme, but then with like Belle and Flavisham and Judy Hopps and Popsicles, we've got this item sub-theme. So this deck seems a little bit less synergistic. It seems like it's got less of a direction. It's just got a bunch of good cards, but it's got less chapter 1 cards, which I love. And all of these rares are fantastic. I think Winnie the Pooh is going to see a lot of play. Flavisham's obviously amazing in the deck he's good in. We've got the Duke. Christopher Robin is also not a slouch. And then both of these face cards, foil, are really powerful. I'm super high on both of these. Let's see what we get in our booster as well. I mean, if I was opening this, I would be wanting to see more 7 dwarfs. So if we can get more dwarfs in here, that'd be good. Hypnotize. Okay, we got another Snow White, so that's playable in here. And we're Tiana, okay, Queen. Another Prince, not so good here. Okay, we opened all these up the wrong way. We got another one, obviously getting Madam Mim in the other one. But if you're buying both of them, there's nothing to stop you moving these between. But this is the thing that I like, the fact that you get to engage with the deck building side of the game straight away because they give you these boosty packs. And I feel like a lot of card games are moving away from this, giving you the booster pack in the intro deck, and I think it's just so important because the games aren't just for playing, they're for collecting, and opening a pack just feels so good, so giving people that experience straight away, I don't think can be underestimated. But the verdict, are these worth buying? Yes! Like, to put it bluntly, these intro decks are amazing. You get such a good baseline of what you need to start playing. You get a rule set. It's incomplete, but it gives you enough to get going. You get an entire 60 card deck, and the booster pack in there is the cream. The fact that you can just open that pack, augment your deck straight away, like, it's amazing. And the power level on these decks is actually pretty good for something straight out the box. You can feel the synergies, and you get rares and super rares that are actually worth owning. At this price point, it's hard to argue, because if you were going to buy that booster pack anyway, it basically means you're getting the deck for like £12. It's great value. In my next video, I'm going to be showing you how you can upgrade these decks into something that can win games in your local store. Because, let's be honest, they are intro decks, they're meant to be beginner level, but with very few alterations, you can actually bring the power level up to something that is very respectable at store level. So make sure you subscribe if you want to see that content. It's going to be out in the next couple of days. It was a lot of fun to make, again with Errolmeister. I've been doing a lot of stuff with him. Great fun to hang out with Errol and jam some games. And like I said at the start, if you like what you see, please give it a like. If you want to see more of this content, please consider subscribing. If you want to comment and chat to me, I try and reply to all of them. And I really enjoyed some of the comments from my box opening video. Thank you so much for watching, guys. Hopefully I see you for the next one. I'm so excited about Rise of the Floodborn. Can't wait to start making more content and building decks. Hopefully you guys are going to join me on that journey. Keep thinking happy thoughts, folks, and I'll catch you for the next one.